Hi, this is Joe from Beards, Blades, and Hair, and we are actually going to jump right into it. So if you're wondering why I skipped my normal long-winded and beloved intro, I don't know if it's beloved, but certainly long-winded, is today we're reviewing the BaByliss CryoCare cold brush. And if you know anything about beard styling, it's really important to, once you've applied your heated brush, which I use the BaByliss Go-To, which you can find a review on my channel, it's really important to hit it with the cold quickly, and that's why we're jumping right into it. So I love this thing. It's pricey. I think it was $160 when I bought it. So it's definitely pricey, but it does a great job. What you're trying to do is really get that cold in there right after you apply the heat, and that way it locks in your styling, and this works. So I've tried it both ways, using the heated brush, and then with no cooling, and then using the heated brush with this, and it holds a lot better with the CryoCare. Downsides to it, obviously a little bit of noise. You can definitely hear that during the review. That's definitely something you'll notice, but it's not anywhere near, I know it's hard to know context from just listening on this video, but it's nowhere near as loud as something like maybe, let me make sure I'm good before I shut it off. That looks good. It's nowhere near as loud as something like, you can hear it shut off, nowhere near as loud as a hair dryer. I'm using a cold shot in a hair dryer, so I like that. I think that's a big plus. I think also that I could get directly into the beard is definitely a big deal for me, and something that's super helpful, that, you know, I can dig right into it. I know you could take a blow dryer and press a cold shot and get that as well. I've never personally tried that, because all I use is a heated brush and then the cold brush. But overall, I think it's a really outstanding product. The one thing that's kind of funny, only other stuff to point out is the little, what do you call this thing? The charging block is massive. So just keep that in mind whenever you're using it. It's a big, you can see compared to my head, it's a big honking thing. I think other than that, that's, you know, downsides being cost, downside being a little bit of noise, but pros definitely being really good at locking in style, really noticeable. Like, that's the big thing, is heat is super noticeable, and I think that using a cold brush on top of heat is also super noticeable. One thing I do want to also mention too is that even though all this stuff works, all this stuff's great, I'm super complimentary of it, your beard will still poof out throughout the day, you know, especially if you get out in the heat. Florida humidity is another animal entirely. It's fine. Your beard looks good. I think ultimately what I get out of using heat and a cold brush together is my styling just stays nicer throughout the day. It's not perfect. It poofs out, you know, it does what it does, but I think overall it's a much better look at the beginning of the day, so right now as you're seeing it, and then also it's a much better look at the end of the day, because my beard would tend to, before I would use heat and a cold brush, would tend to clump up a lot. So overall, I want to give you a little shot of the thing as well. So this is it. You see the name. Overall, I think it's a great product. Big honking thing. Once again, size comparison compared to the head. And also remember that, or something to note is, let me get this thing in focus. This thing in the middle, this is what actually gets cold, is these, I would call it the gray spikes here. Everything on the outside actually shoots out, funnily enough, a little bit of heat, but it's certainly not hot. So a little bit of heat coming out of this just from the exhaust, and you can see in the back it's like an AC. It shoots out, focus, there we go. It shoots out a little bit of warm air, but certainly not hot. But this is really the thing that's cold, and it is cold. Cold to the touch, not going to freeze your finger off, but they say 32 degrees, and that strikes me as being about right. So definitely a recommend for me. If 150 bucks or 160 bucks, whatever it ends up being, is too much for you, totally fair. I'll drop a link below to the Amazon link. This will be the first time it's my own affiliate link. So if you buy it through there, and frankly, if you do any shopping through there, so if you just click that and do your normal shopping, sends me a couple bucks, and I think I mean that literally. It's pretty minimal unless you're buying like a car or something. But hope you've enjoyed. Leave any questions or comments below. If you have the product, let me know what you think about it. If you're thinking about getting it, definitely, let me know your questions, comments, anything else you can think of as you pull that together. So until next time, this has been Joe from Beards, Blades, and Hair.